All right.
And then I played the first hour in Amnesia, because I finally said I would play that.
You did say that. You did publicly say you're going to play
that game is
Amnesia.
scary.
What is scary about Amnesia?
You can't fight back.
So you are in constant peril and terror.
Have you played it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't finished it.
I've watched
I got to a certain
videos.
point where I was like, I couldn't deal with it anymore.
I've watched videos of people playing it, and all I see is someone like walking into a room, and then like you see like something in the corner, and then the person just fucking loses it and runs screaming.
So it's actually pretty brilliant how they handle that. Is because the game has I haven't played Turn of Darkness. I am going to play that this summer and get that out of the way. But similar to that, it has a sanity meter, and so when you're in the dark, the screen starts to get like all warbly, and you start to lose your sanity. And basically, that is in conjunction with your health is a way that you can die. Okay. You just lose your mind, and it's
go
over.
insane.
So there is no combat in this game. So when enemies spawn or appear, the way to get away from them is to hide in the dark. But when you're hiding in the dark, you are going insane.
Okay.
So you have these moments where you have to in order to escape the enemies that will kill you physically, you have to tempt fate and maybe lose your mind. And so it's just constant like a battle between like you're running into flames and into light sources in order to get your sanity up, and then immediately jumping into the darkness and hoping against hope that the creature walks by, does not take notice of you, and that you don't lose your sanity before the creature leaves.
And there is no guarantee that being in the dark will prevent the thing from seeing you.
There's
because
no
if you're
guarantee.
in the wrong spot, they will still sense you.
It will still sense you.
This doesn't sound like fun at all.
And I just got to...
This sounds capricious.
I got to the... what I heard tons of stories about the water sequence. I guess there are multiple water sequences in the game, but the water sequence, the enemy does not even have a model. It's just that when you walk on the water, you just will hear splash, splash, splash. And then you have to jump on a box or get to some... You just can't be in the water. So it's just... The battle there is then... Rather than running to the darkness to escape, is that you're trying to jump on top of things to get away from it. But as soon you have to get into the water to like grab items to get the things to need to move forward. So it's this the game is this constant, really interesting feeling of tension of risk reward, because you
rock hard place for literally everything.
Yeah, you have to constantly put yourself in danger in order to move forward. But you never want to do those things because you don't have a way of fighting back. You can't punch. You have no guns. You have no way. Except to run away. But when you run away, you're putting yourself in more danger if you haven't planned it.
It sounds like a lot of it is just circumstance of whether you are going to survive. Like it almost sounds like in some ways you can't really be good at Amnesia: The Dark Descent. It's just sort of like, well, I was in the wrong spot, so I'm fucked.
I haven't played long enough to really know that. The enemies are I played like the first chunk of the game, like the first hour and a half.
I feel like there is some strategy to it. Like,
yeah,
there's
like you can hide in
some
closets. Like I believe there is some strategy to like you could hide light in an area and then hide in a closet, which would allow you to maintain your sanity while also be hidden. But you have to plan for those things and react in the moment when like an enemy just appears, and you have to react to that. It's just incredible sound design. I haven't played a first-person game that's creepy like that probably since I really liked Undying, Clive Barker's game.
Sure.
Their game doesn't hold up, but yeah,
it's ugly.
At some point, Amnesia just became paralyzing to me. Like I was so stressed out by the act of trying to get past the point that I was in that I just decided I couldn't play it anymore.
Yeah, it's fun.
To a point.
Fun is not the word necessarily I would use to describe it. It is an experience. It's the same reason I watch like a lot of like white knuckle horror films that like scary is fun in retrospect, right? Like it's not fun at the time, but when you think back on it, it's like, yeah, that was really crazy. But being scared is a really weird emotion.
Well, I already have a really hard time with horror games in general because like I can watch a horror movie and, I'm not in it. I'm just kind of watching these people do stupid things and then get slashed to death. It's like, all right, whatever. But like the act of actually being like having to move the person into that room that something fucked is going to jump out at you at, that paralyzes me. It's really hard for me to like push forward in those games because at a certain point I'm just like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I would not go there, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, and Amnesia constantly is putting you in those moments where the door will just, and that's the way you got to go. And you can hear the creatures growling.
Yeah,
but that's it. That's your only option.
And also, you've run out of tinder boxes, which is what you use to like light the candles and stuff. You have, you constantly have fuel management with your lantern. And so you're like running with these lanterns and like lighting these candles and just, It's constantly all these stressors, and I could not.
I'm getting an upset stomach. I'm getting unsettled over here. You just describing these things about this game.
It's deeply unsettling, and I could not be more excited for the fact that the sequel is going to be made in conjunction with the Dear Esther guys. It could not be a more perfect pairing.
Legitimately one of the best horror experiences I've had on any
you got to know what you're getting into. It's fucked up.
Yeah, because the environment design of Dear Esther is second to none.
Yeah,
like just the.
I mean, that's what that game is. Really, is the environment design.
Like the world they created. They didn't do a whole lot with it.
Right,
but like marrying that kind of like design aesthetic with like the talent for ambiance that those other guys.
The game is called A Machine for Pigs,
which is a really great fucking name for a game.
Gross.
That's what they're calling the follow-up.
That's the sequel. Yeah,
Machine for Pigs. Just evokes a lot of gross imagery.